Hi friends, welcome to Rita's Paper Motif. I do want to welcome you back today, and I'm so glad that you are here with me. It just feels like we're crafting together on these lives. So I want to stop, if we haven't met yet, I'm Rita from Rita's Paper Motif. This is your creative corner for card making, scrapbook layouts, and creative inspiration. Before we jump into today's video, I did just quickly want to say that if you love crafty inspiration, go ahead and follow me here on Facebook so you never miss a project. You can also subscribe over on YouTube, and I share new ideas every week. And of course, you can always find everything at ritaspapermotif.com. So since we just wrapped up May, I wanted to share some products that I created using the product of the month for May, which was the Berry Botanical Vellum Specialty Designer Series paper. It's such a beautiful, versatile paper, and I didn't want you to miss the inspiration even though that month is ended. So also, because it's officially June, I also want to be giving you a first look at June's product of the month, and just kind of, for those of you that are new, just explain how that works. So we have a campaign here at Stampin' Up! That offers what we call the product of the month. So this product changes obviously every month. It goes live on about the 3rd of each month, and it's not offered in the catalog or even on our online exclusives. It's simply something that is dedicated to any purchase of $75 or more. So in the month of June, if you make a purchase of $75 or more, for $5 more, you can add the product of the month, which is this month is a stamp set called the Wild Bunch. Now you can see that there are some elements, and then this is just kind of a little example of what you could create. Now, when you make your purchase of $75, if you look up, there where your cart is, it offers you at the top, it'll offer you a place to accept the product of the month for $5 more. Now you can order one time during the month, and it does have to be the total order of that you're wanting to add this to must be that $75. Now sometimes there's still some of this product in stock the next month. So if you missed it and want to go back and it's there, you can definitely get it. But once it's out of stock, then it doesn't come back. So this is a great deal. I mean, you can't get a stamp set for $5 really anywhere that is brand new. And then also, even with the specialty paper, where can you get specialty paper for $5? So it's really a pretty good buy, and I suggest that take advantage of this opportunity. All right, so we are going to look at the specialty paper that was offered in the month of May. So this is vellum, and when I first took it out of the package, I kind of took it out like this, and I thought, what? But when you put it against some white, you can see the beauty of the paper, right? So right off, I knew that I wanted to be mindful of what the background of this designer series paper was going to be. So this is one sheet, so you can see that you can see the individual floral designs and foliage. This is great because you can fussy cut these to use on your card, and I'm going to show you that. And then this is the second floral page, and so you can see that the flowers and the leaves are all a little closer together. Now, then also we have like a plaid that is the fresh freesia, and then we have like polka dots that is the peaceful pines. Now I just wanted to share with you the coordinating colors. So the coordinating colors are, and I have to bring it closer. The coordinating colors are Bubble Bath, Flirty Flamingo, Fresh Freesia, Golden Glow, Hydrangea Hue, Misty Moonlight, Peaceful Pines, Soft Sea Foam, and a Strawberry Slush. So right off, you know those are colors that are going to go good with that specialty paper. And it does come in 12 by 12 sheets. And so I did make some cards, and I just want to show them to you. And then we're going to make a card. I'm going to make a card for you. So I love this thought, and I hadn't done a card using it for a while. So this is where you let the designer series paper do the work. And so on your card base, this started out with a 4x4 square. It's good for using your scraps, but you just lay the designer series paper on the card, and then you'll take another. It doesn't have to be designer series paper, it could be cardstock, and you're just going to lay it flush so that you cover this part of the card. And the rule is that you are going to cover all corners, right, of this part. However it lays, it could be straighter, however. And then you just turn your card over and cut off the excess. And then I like to put just a strip here just to kind of define it. And then this is where I cut out of this sheet, I cut out some of the florals. And then I just did a sentiment. And of course, you know, I've been infatuated with this thoughtful octopus. So sending love, lots of love, is a stamp from that stamp set. So there it is. I haven't stamped a sentiment inside. I definitely will. Then this is another card that takes a little bit of technique. So what I did was, this is just regular vellum that we have in our online store that's available. And I thought, okay, I want to do something just a little different. So what I did is I took my largest circle die, I laid this on top, this vellum, piece of vellum, I don't know, let's see what size is it. It's probably 4 by 6 or 4 by 5 3/4. And this is the vellum that I'm going to use in the end. So I wanted to make sure that it is wide enough so that this circle, so it can be cut out with this circle die. Then I took a smaller circle die and I cut out these circles right here. And then I just placed them where I wanted them. So I started in the middle. So when you start in the middle, then you're going to take your other circles and just line them up, right? So when you do that, you're going to have some of the edges that are going to come off of the circle. They're going to be outside that circle. And then once I got all my little circles all adhered on, so I did one, well, 2 of this one and 1 of the other 3 of the designer series paper. This is Golden Glow cardstock. And so I thought, well, I'm just going to do some cardstock here because I can put a little more adhesive on it and it won't show through, whereas I wasn't sure about this, right? So I just went ahead and adhered that on there and then just went around. And then when I was finished, I took my designer series paper that had all these circles on it, so just like this. I ran it through my cut and emboss machine, and so it cut off some of the edges of the circles, and that's how I got this. I did put it on Bubble Bath because I wanted it on some light cardstock, but depending on whatever designer series paper you use, that could determine what you want as far as your card base. And then I put wishing you happiness, and that stamp came from the stamp set that came in May's Paper Pumpkin. So I just put it on some white. I mean, you have the options for doing this could be, well, it's just limited by your own imagination, right? And then I just used some ribbon that I had in my stash. This is the golden striped ribbon. It came with a Christmas collection. in the last catalog. So there are those 2 cards that I already have made. But I want to make a card with you today. And we're going to start. Let me just get all of these out, and then we'll talk about measurements and stuff. So I'm going to start with a basic white card base. So this was originally 8.5 by 11. I put my 8.5 side of the sheet of basic white at the top of my trimmer and just cut it at 4 1/4. So that's half a sheet. And then I just rotated that card base, or that half sheet of cardstock, and I scored it at 5 1/2. So that gives me this very nice card base. Now I thought, okay, what do I want to do? I originally thought I was going to make, watching one of our great ladies, demonstrators that do mostly scrapbooking, and I like to watch some of their designs. And so this person that I was watching is Crafty Concepts with Erin, and she used, for this page, she used different cardstock, I mean different DSP for sure, but she used it in a way that I haven't seen before. So one of the very first things she did is she had corners in her scrapbook page where she used some of the DSP to make the corners. So of course hers is a 12 by 12 sheet, right? Mine is not. Mine measures 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So I'm going to have to edit those measurements. But what I did is I took the Peaceful Pines, and I started out with a 1 3/4 by 1 3/4 square. I'm going to show you what I did, and then we're going to go ahead and get started. But I took my trimmer, and let's see, I'm hoping that you can see this. Yes. And so one of the things I found out with this designer series paper is it's kind of slick on the back. And it's a little bit heavy, so it'll move sometimes when the blade hits it. So here's what I did. I took some of that Post-it tape that I use. Let me see, I want to get this right here. So I just took the tape. This is not as easy when you're looking down on it this way, but I just took some of that tape and I just put it on both edges, trying to make sure that this doesn't move. Now you could use sticky notes, whatever it is you use to put yours down, and then I just took my blade and sliced through it, so it gave me 2 triangles, right? But now I want to take those triangles and I want to cut those in half. So what I did was, let's see, I'm going to put this like this. So what I did was I laid this at the bottom so it could be flush. And then I put the point at the top. And probably a good idea to put a little more tape there. And then I just sliced that. So now I have some smaller triangles that are going to fit on the corner of my card. And so that's how I did that. So I did start out with 1 1/4 by 1 1/4 squares. And again, you can use whatever designer series paper you want, obviously. And that's, that's up to you. So I do have some of those. Now, in what the card I made as an experiment, I did put some of these on the inside. So I went ahead and made sure I had 4 of these, 6 of these actually. And we're going to put some here, but we're also going to put some on the inside. So let's go ahead and put those that we're going to put on the inside. Let's just go ahead and do that now. And one of the things that I found is normally with vellum, you try not to use, you try to be strategic about where you put your adhesive because it'll show through. I didn't see that on this, so I think it's a little less translucent than our regular vellum. So anyway, we're going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and put these on the inside. And that's a little bit too much glue there, Rita. But we're going to go ahead and put that on here. Now let's turn to the front of our card. So I'm going to put some more of those that I cut right here on the top. So let's go ahead and do that. And we want to get that flush with the top. So I am going to, whoop, I almost pulled those out. Let's see. I'm going to fold it and make sure that that is at the top. When I was practicing or experimenting, I think I didn't double check, and they do seem to slide if you're not careful. So we don't want that to happen, especially since we're trying to feature this beautiful paper, right? So I'm just going to kind of double check with the liquid glue. See, it moved on me. With the liquid glue, you have a moment that you can, see, it moves. So you really have to kind of pay attention. If it moves that way or this way, we can always cut it off. All right, so then there's that top. So then one of the things that was in that scrapbook sketch were some banners. Now they're much bigger because, again, we're talking about a 12 by 12, right? So I thought, what can I do? So these are my new favorite dies. They're called the Nested Essentials, and I don't know why it took me so long to get them, but I'm in love with them. So I hope that I don't overuse them for your taste, but I really do love them. So I took this die right here, and I cut out some banners out of 3 of the pieces of designer or sheets of the designer series paper. And so I thought, well, that's perfect. So at the bottom of this scrapbook page, she had several, I think she had 5 or 6 banners, I don't know, and they were bigger. And so she put like a string to make them look like a banner, right? Well, I'm going to change that up because that's what we do sometimes. And I knew I wanted to have a sentiment, a thing for sentiment. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take a little bit of my adhesive, and I'm going to put it on the back of this fresh freesia, just enough so that this sticks down so that I can, so this is where I want my sentiment. So I'm going to stick these where I want them. Make sure I get them where I want them, because I can put them under here right now, because I know where I am going to put that sentiment. So then I'm going to put some adhesive, and I'm going to go ahead and put these where I want them. So I kind of want them to look like, I don't know, that almost looks like a medal or a ribbon, right? Like that you would get for winning something. So I'm going to put the end ones first, and then we'll work on the middle one. And on normal vellum, I would not be putting my adhesive like that, because it would definitely show. So I'm just going to put that down. I do want it to grab a moment. And then I'm going to do this fresh freesia one. So we'll put that right in the middle. Okay, now we can lift this up, right? Because we've got these where we want them. Now I did go ahead and make some little bows out of ribbon. I'm going to put them right there, and I'm going to use my glue dots for that. So what I do is I just find a glue dot and kind of, I just take it off with my fingers because I'm going to roll it. It's, I don't want it to stick out from this bow because, well, we don't want that. So I'm going to go ahead and put it on the back of my bow. And then I'm going to put this right here on the corner. I'm going to take this other bow. I want it to be a little bit the same. So this one was a little bigger, so let's just size it down a little. Kind of want those even, so I'm going to cut some of these tails off because they are a bit too big, too long. And I cut at an angle just so that they don't, look what I did. We're going to tie another bow, but I'm not going to try and tie it from that little bit. So it's not what I wanted to do, but you know what? This is live, so here we go. Now this is a bubble bath ribbon, and I love it because it's great for exactly this. It just gives, this is thin, and it has some good texture. And I always like to have a little bit of fabric or something of some sort on my cards. I don't always get it on there, but I like to. So here we go with this. So thank goodness that was easier than I thought it was going to be on live here. So okay, we're going to get another glue dot. I have lotion on my hands, obviously, so it's, things are not wanting to stick. Okay, so I'm going to put that right there. And now we have our inside sentiment strip, so we have to figure out what we want to put on there. Now what I want to stamp is this stamp hello, and it does come from, let me show you what stamp set. From this stamp set called Fabulous Sayings. So you can use any sentiment you want. This is what I'm using, but these are all made so that you can personalize what you want. And let's see here. And I want to thank you for watching. I see we have some viewers on. I do want to apologize. I don't usually, I see that you're there, but I like to pay attention to what I'm doing, and so I don't always acknowledge you, but it's not because I don't know you're there. All right, and so I'm going to put this sentiment right here on this white circle, basic white circle right here on my fresh freesia circle. And I'm going to put this on my card with some dimensionals. So these are the regular size dimensionals. And I will also tell you, if you know me and you've been watching, that I don't skimp on the dimensionals. They are relatively inexpensive, and I don't want there to be any dips in whatever I'm adhering down, because there's space between the dimensionals. So that might be a lot, and maybe you don't need as much, so you do you. And we're going to take off the release paper. These little release papers tend to get all over. I find them all over on the floor. They must attach to the bottom of my shoe or something. So I'm constantly cleaning them up. And then I'm just going to place this down here. I do want those ribbons to show a little bit. I missed this one. Okay, there we go. And we do want that hello. If you don't press down on this, you have a little bit of time that you can straighten it up. And then I had cut these out, these pieces out of the vellum. So, you know, you can do the same. I have some, let's see, I think I have some more over here. So let me just grab them. Well, I thought I did. But anyway, so we're just going to use what I have here. So I would take these and just kind of put them on. I am going to use adhesive because I'm not sure liquid glue, because I'm not sure how this vellum might stick with other adhesives. So for video purposes, I am going to use the liquid glue, and I'm going to just glue these flowers around. You could use some more glue dots if you wanted to, so that's definitely something you can do, or you can just do it like I'm doing it. But when it's your card, you really can do what you want, right? But these are just ideas. So here we go with this, and I think I want another leaf down here, just like this. And then I did cut out some of those little tiny pieces of vellum. I did cut them out because I think that they're, you know, really great for sprinkling around here. So let's just put one right here. And then we have a smaller little red flower that we can put like right over here. You can put wherever you want. Maybe I don't want any more of that red. Let's try another blue one. Let's try right here. Now, if you feel like you want some more bling on there, you can definitely do that too. Here's some of the choices I made. But it's definitely up to you what you want. So I'm just gonna kind of clean this all off here. So these are the new in color dots. So you see there's the Peaceful Pines that would look great on here. There's the Hydrangea Hue, the Golden Glow, the Crisp Cantaloupe, and the Berry Blush. So any of these would work. I'm thinking because we have a lot of bold colors that maybe I like that Berry Blush. Let's see here. So I'm just gonna put that on there. And again, you use what you want. And I like to put in odd numbers. I like to, so I'm going to pull in because I don't have really that on there, I'm going to pull this color on there. I am going to pull a hydrangea blue. But again, you can decorate it any way you want. These rhinestone basic jewels would obviously be a good choice too. So that would be a great choice. In fact, let's put a few on there. Why not? So let's see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's good. All right. So there's that little card I made, and this was all inspired by a scrapbook sketch, and I really do like it. Now you can stamp whatever you want inside, whatever message you want inside. And also know that if you have something like this hanging over, you know, just take your scissors and just clean it up. Because I did find, whoops, it's hard to see what I'm doing here. I did find that the vellum, let's bring all those other cards out here. And know that if you're looking for measurements or something, I'll do the best I can to do measurements on the website, but a lot of it is using my dies. And I did just want to remind you that these are, you're going to be seeing a lot of these dies in my upcoming videos. So I really want to thank you so much for spending part of your day here with me at my craft table, and I hope that today's projects using the May product of the month called the Berry Botanical Vellum Specialty DSP. What a mouthful. I hope that it sparks some ideas that you can take back to your own craft space and use with any, with this DSP if you have it, or any that you have in your stash. And if you enjoyed today's inspiration, please make sure you're following me here on Facebook, and so that you never miss another live. And you can also subscribe over on YouTube, where I share new ideas every week. And of course, everything I create lives on my website. Sometimes it takes me a little bit to catch up. But again, thank you for joining me today. Have a great weekend, and see you again next week. Bye now.